Thank you very much, Mr. Tony. You have really explained everything, broken it down. Enough for people to know that the ball is on our court, and we can really do this thing. And we have people to copy. I mean, South Africa, like you mentioned, they've done it. So why can't we just follow suit? Knowing that war is very expensive. We are talking about 250 million people. The world will not watch for 250 million refugees to pour into the system. They are still coming out of COVID-19. They are not even out yet. The economic hardship is still there. Then you want to go to war. The war will not allow you to go to war. So the earlier we sit down and do what we need to do, the better for us. Thank you very much, Mr. Tony. I want us to move a little bit from, we've talked about this thing, lectures and everything, but there's some other practical, a little bit. As we talk of freedom, because my people say, as you're saying this, you're also saying the sister that is part of it. We talk about freedom, talk about sovereignty, talk about self-determination. But it seems our people in Southeast inadvertently entered into another bondage called Ibinu Babe oath. Because it's like, I remember Haiti, if you want to come out from one bondage, then you, with your eyes open, walk into another bondage. As if they make bondage for you, as if they make slavery for you, that you must be enslaved all the days of your life. So as they're coming out of Nigeria, they're entering another one with their clear eyes. Fortunately, Brother Tony, you're from Arochukwu, the home of this ancient shrine. Can you please throw more light on this dangerous oath that has turned members of IPOB into a very dangerous group of people? Some of them now behave like members of the dreaded Boko Haram terrorist group. I call them the Almajiris of Southeast, because they are jobless, walking up and down, looking for trouble, looking for people to harass, just like Almajiris that you have in Northeast. So it's like we have created the Almajiri system in Southeast. We're in the name of looking for freedom. Please, can you help us, throw more light into this whole menace? Thank you.
Okay, you're talking about the oath that the IPOB
people... because some of them want to come out of that cult. But they're afraid of Ibinu Babe that is about to kill them and kill their families, So please, what is about this oath? What is about Ibinu Babe?
At the time we were trying to explain to some of them who are in the US, we had a lot of town halls across the US in 2019. And there were quite a number of the IPOB sympathizers and subscribers who had to come to ask me by the corner, say, that the problem they have is that they took an oath and that their families will be wiped out. So I just laughed at them and explained to them that it's all a part of the scam that Nnamdi Kanu set up in the name of Biafra restoration, whatever that means. There are some boys from that Arochukwu who are, people who don't have a resident permit and work permit in London, who saw in the scam that was set up by Nnamdi Kanu an opportunity to also earn a living, and who decided to firm up that scam with something like 419. I'm telling you things that people from that part, from Arochukwu, who live in London and who worked with Nnamdi Kanu to set up that part of the scam, so that they can hold those who they secure, those who they have a captive audience of people who can no longer walk away from them on account of fear. But I'm telling all such people that it is a scam. There's no oracle that is going to kill anybody. Were the three of you not in IPOB? Was Clifford Ray not in IPOB? All of those who have come up, which of them has died from that? So I just laugh when I see people who have education talking about this kind of nonsense. It's a scam. None of those people who are talking about it, can come within 1 kilometer of that shrine, in the kind of evil they are doing, they will be struck dead. There is no connection between what they are doing and it's actually a scam. It was part of what they had to put in place to be able to hold together, to hold those they capture in place with fear. Anybody who comes out, who has realized that it is a scam, that what Nnamdi Kanu is doing is a scam through and through. Anybody who realizes that and comes out, if anything begins to happen to you, call me. Let us go and see what it is that is happening to you. Nothing will happen to you. It's a scam. I'm confirming it to you that it's a scam because the boys who set it up, they're just laughing at all of you. Because they had to come to tell us, this is what we are doing, trying to earn a living, trying to get our own share of the proceeds of that crime. But blood is flowing. Our young people are being deceived and killed, and they are being killed. There must be an end to that scam. We have an opportunity to recover our sovereignty. The processes to take down the monster that is holding us in bondage have, come to point of irreversibility. The Yoruba, the Middle Belt, the whole of the East are together. The constitution that is the mechanism by which that monster is holding everybody down is on the guillotine. It's gone. The successor, entities, the successor protocols are already in place. We just are now coming to where, like a long flight, you have to land it somewhere. That's where we're going now. So if anybody is talking about independence and self-determination, what else are we offering? What else is this process offering you than to end the occupation state called Nigeria in your space and give you an opportunity to work out fresh protocols with neighbors with whom you agree? So please, there's no Ibinobabi anywhere that's going to strike anybody dead or ruin their family. It's a scam. I'm confirming it to you. I've said it in private places. I've said it a number of times, but on this occasion again, I can confirm to you that there's nothing that will happen to you on account of that oath. It was part of the scam to hold you down in place.
Thank you very much. It's just like some of these girls that they take into prostitution to Italy and all that. They go and make them swear something. Oh my God! And people really perish for lack of knowledge. Thank you so much.
Nothing will happen to anybody.
I will tell you, since I left IPOB, I had been more blessed. So I'm not sure why. It's actually the reverse.
No, the blessing is too much. After living at POB, the type of blessing that God just pours into your house is like left, right, center, everywhere.
And not only that, the enemies that you made when you were in IPO, because they weren't understanding what we were trying to sell them.
Yes.
So now that we are back to our normal self, they are coming back. You're making sense to them with what we're selling. Before, it was war. You can't talk to your mom, you can't talk to your dad, you can't talk to them because they're not understanding what you're doing.
Yes, your brothers and sisters, you cut off from them because they are not agreeing with you.
Because they're not agreeing with you.
You stay alone in the family. So now people are coming back. Like, are you back? Welcome.
Yeah. As soon as you leave, your friends' life will become better again. So the way you leave, the better. So we are ready to
just to add to what you're saying. You remember you once ran this 8-point strategy of the LNC. Now. These same people who, in the name of Biafra restoration, rejected the 8-point strategy of the LNC, they are making U-turns on every one of those 8 items. They are going to have to make a U-turn. They've already made 3 U-turns. You saw them talking about a map. They said they went to UN and they have 11 states. So they are back to a map that is exactly the Lower Niger map.
I saw the
involving. Bringing together the 11 states of the South and Southeast as one political bloc. They now say, they are working with the Yoruba Middle Belt. For people, we try to tell that the key to our own salvation is that everybody in that bondage has to work together. You went about abusing the Yoruba, abusing the Middle Belt, destroying all the alliances that have been built over time. Now they are saying, you see, we are now talking with you want to build a house from the roof? when we spent 6 years going around the Niger Delta nationalities to explain to them before we even came out in 2009 to announce Lower Niger Congress. You kept abusing them, abusing Edwin Clark. You saw what happened with Asari. You saw the Urobo angle to it. You saw the Ogoni angle to it. So where's the map of that territory? And if you have a map that includes their land, because you are using the word Biafra that presupposes the inclusion of their land, and you don't want to talk with them, you sit in London and announce yourself that is coming to swallow them. What are they going to do with you? So they've made these U-turns, going to make more U-turns.
Tony,
they rejected referendum.
Tony, they are busy watching our show because each time we talk about a particular episode, they
run around and go and change something to their own plan. So he
watches our show because he wants to make sure that he's getting it right.
No, he's not going to get anything right. The people they are talking to, they need the.
I have the power to take lives. I will destroy all of you guys if you don't stop.
No, he said even the matter of referendum. He said that any Biafra that does not come by war is not acceptable to them. He was broadcasting it for years. And we told him we've had a war on the subject. The 3.5 million people that got killed in 1967 to 70, are there not enough of blood? How much more blood does he want? And we said to him, now he wants to be the champion of referendum. That how do you precipitate that referendum? If not for this kind of war that has been done.
Take life
and now he's the champion of referendum. He's the one campaigning. Referendum will fall from sky, whereas you have to precipitate it. They don't want to do any part of this work. He said that the constitution we're still discussing Nigeria, that is only Biafra that he wants to talk about. Now we are back to where 75% of the task is actually in taking down that constitution. What part of that work will anybody say he did if you didn't understand that the constitution is actually the barrier between you and where you want to get to? Whether you are Odua Republic or you want restructuring or you want resource control, it is that constitution that stands between you and what you want. And we say, this is the work to do. You sabotage that work for 7 whole years, 8 years. And you now turn around to say, oh, you see, I'm working with the Yoruba here, I'm working with the Middle Belt there. The people are laughing and calling us to say, can you see this lunatic? Who amongst us is he going to work with? I just have to tell our people that's what's going on.
You have people under the bridge. Yoruba, some people that are under the bridge to Lagos.
Of course, they will find the lunatics from other parts. The serious Yoruba people in this alliance are not going to touch anything from that flank. No. The serious Middle Belt in this alliance are not going to touch anything in that flank, from that angle. The ones in the Niger Delta already said it by themselves that they are better, far better in the Nigeria that is discussing with them than the supreme leader that has a power of life and death. You know what it means? So Nigeria will at least allow you to shout and quarrel. Yes. And then come to discuss with you. Supreme leader doesn't discuss with anybody. No. And he says he has the power to take life and to give life. So he can decide who lives and who dies. He has 2 million men he can send to destroy anything in any part. Is that the kind of thing we should be discussing in 21st century?
No.
All right.
My quarrel has since ceased with the people. The ones I really marvel about are the ones still listening to the nonsense gushing out of that radio every day. People with education. You can't ask basic questions. You want to go from point A to point B. You're not asking how it will happen. You're not asking for the roadmap. You're not asking for the vehicle. You're not even asking for the exact territory. How are you discussing independence without defining the territory you want to? We have seen maps that extend to Central African Republic on one side and Angola on the other side. So if you were to be called at the UN today, you go and bring a map involving 6-7 countries as the Biafra want to restore. Yesterday I was in some part of eastern Nigeria yesterday, not an Igbo, and I saw a woman that came to a meeting tying a double wrapper. I began to laugh. And the people in the meeting said, what's so funny about this woman is beautifully dressed? I said, no, there's one lunatic in my backyard who said that anywhere you see somebody tying two wrapper, the territory is Biafra. that this woman is just confirming to me. Much as all of you are quarreling with the people talking Biafra, this woman has made your territory part of the kingdom of that supreme leader. And that's just a joke. But that's what they are telling the whole world to come to listen. Whereas the one that you see the map in the background of the map behind you there, you know, is that not the map of the United States? If anybody is discussing anything that will happen in the place, it starts from somewhere and ends somewhere. You know, so you can't be pointing in the sky, otherwise it will include Canada, it will include Brazil. If you say it is all the people, you are pointing to the sky. So we say, where is the territory you want independence from? You must have it. It wasn't defined. And if you have not defined even that very basic thing, what else are you going to be telling anybody about?
There's nothing. It is obvious there's nothing
people have been killed. Time is running.
Yeah, there's obvious there is nothing going on, and we all can testify to that. So that's why we can, as mothers, we cannot watch our children continue to die while we play games with people that don't even know their left from right. So callers, viewers, we are ready to take your comments, your concerns. Please focus your comment, your contribution to today's topic. If you deviate from staying on today's topic, we will take you out. So if you are coming in to discuss what we have discussed today, you're in. Our number has been posted there. The Zoom meeting ID number is 987. For the meeting ID number 346-090692. And the password is 003282. So I have some people waiting already. So call in. We'll take about 5 or 6 calls. So I have Jacob Lechi. So callers, when you come in, please introduce yourself and where you're calling from, and especially if you don't have your real name on the display board. So Lechi is connecting. Says Jacob Lechi, I think. Just another thing, the audio. Let me put this person in. The audio may be a little, depending on your connection, it may take a while for you to join. So yeah, please focus your questions, your concerns, your contribution to today's topic. We really want our people to understand what Tony is saying. Basically, what he's saying that his power is how do you say it? Belongs to the people. Power belongs to the people. That if you want this to end today, it will end today. If you want it to end tomorrow, if you want it to end 20 years today, it will end 20 years today. From today. So please pay attention, stop being emotional, stop ranting, stop thinking, oh, all I want is Biafra. Yeah, all I want right now is Akara, but I don't have it. You know, so I need to find a way to get to the Akara. What do? I go and wash the beans, blend it and start frying it. I cannot be screaming like I'm one person. All I want is Biafra. Only hope is Biafra. How do you get to the Biafra that you want?
Exactly.
You know, so we don't need childish attitude here and what you want. We all know what we want. We want the hell to come to a stop. What do we need to do to stop the hell? That's the next question. They're still trying to connect, so I'm not sure what kind of internet connection that they may have. Okay, owner, please, turn your video on. Turn your video on or we'll remove you. Hello?
Hold on.
Click on the video. Click on the red button on video. Almost done.
Okay, look at owner is trying to get ready. Let's go to Jacob. Jacob Lechi, please, your video on, your audio is on, so turn on your video and come up with your contribution. Good morning, Jacob. I'm not sure if that's your name. That's what's showing. Can you please tell us your name and where you're calling from?
Hold on. My name is Clifford, not Jacob.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. I wanted to ask a question. Yeah, my question is to Mr. Tony. Mr. Tony, actually, thank you very much for what you've been doing. I have been following you for quite some time now. I understand that you've been doing this for about 20 years now.
21 years.
21 years.
Yes.
Okay. I really appreciate your work, and it's not everybody that can have the guts or the tenacity to confront Nigerian government. And based on the fact that I am from Nigeria, I'm from Southeast, from Igbo land, I'm an Igbo guy, and I've been brutalized by Nigerian government a couple of times when I'm back home. So my question is this: regarding taking down the Nigerian Constitution. Yes, I understand that presently you are not a lawmaker. So understanding the fact that you are not a lawmaker, how do we take down the Constitution? Because I understand for you to take down the Constitution or do any constitutional amendments in an existing Constitution, you have to at least submit a bill to the House, and the House will deliberate on it, probably approve it, maybe conduct a constitutional conference in order to amend the Constitution. But in this case, you've been fighting to take down the Constitution for 21 years, and that have not happened till now. So in what other ways can you are you planning to achieve that?
All right, we got you. Your question is a product of ignorance. Your question itself is wrong. And if you listen to the program itself, I had answered that question in course of the program. That as what we're talking about is not the business of the National Assembly to do. The legislative mandate of the National Assembly does not include constitution making. Sovereignty belongs to the people, from whom government through the Constitution derives all its powers and authority. Therefore, the business of making the Constitution or rectifying anything that is fundamental in the Constitution is not that of legislators. Legislators are elected to make laws under the Constitution, make laws as empowered by the Constitution, as stipulated by the Constitution. It's like the memo and articles of a company. Only the shareholders make the memo and articles of their company, not the hired management. The question you've asked me now about not being a lawmaker and therefore how amendment can be done, it's not amendment we're talking about. Was it by amendment that the apartheid constitution was repaired? The apartheid constitution was taken down. We are saying that the owners of Nigeria have not made a constitution. We went to court in 2007. What we did in the last 21 years is not, we didn't just stand there on the street and shouting that constitution should go down. No, we organized the owners of that sovereignty. From the time we called them together for a countrywide meeting, the Pronaco, that happened in 2005, for them to come to decide the new terms under which they may want to relate, and if there's reason why they can't relate with any one section, like those who introduced Sharia in year 2000, it will be within their reach to opt out. So it is the process of building that consensus and getting those who to recover that sovereignty, to organize their spaces. The Yoruba today has their constitution in place. The Lower Niger has a charter of relationship in process. The Middle Belt has their own charter of relationship in process. If you do not want to go to anarchy from where we are, those are the things that you have to do. What will it take to take down something that took over 250 years to build? The situation we are in now didn't happen overnight. It didn't happen in 1999. Was it in 1999 that the states were created? Was it in 1999 that the exclusive list was introduced? No. Was it in 1999 that the British got here, that lumped us together with those people? So all these things had been in process. Even before the British got here, things had already happened. But they got here and worsened it, and now lumped us into a relationship with people who are of an opposing civilization from us. Our civilization holds life sacrosanct. Their Sharia holds life expendable. They owe it a duty of faith, as a matter of fact, to kill you, the infidel. And we're saying it's not by shouting that those things are going to change. We therefore organize things in a process. There was a plan of what to do after what. And that plan has been executed to the point where there's a majority. At the time you began to shout about Biafra in 1999, were you talking to the other people who are also in that problem? No, you were abusing them and alienating them. And just bringing yourself to, let me show you what our people have been doing in the campaign they think they are running. Take a very close look at this. You see this small part? This was the Biafra of 1967. What Nnamdi Kanu and his co-travelers in the crime they are committing is they are alienating our people back to this isolation, in which all of these people are going to be united against you. What the LNC has done, for those who are saying what did the LNC achieve in 21 years, what we have achieved is to expand our side of the battlefield from this encirclement into this vast territory, the Eminent Alliance, in which we have on our side now the Yoruba that were with the enemy before. We have on our side now the whole of the Middle Belt that was with the enemy before. If anything will change for us, it will be because we have got this majority now. The constitution by which the enemy is prevailing, it's like the shackles and the manacles holding us in that bondage. If you do not work out with all these other people how to bring it down, you are going to be alone in that trial, and you are going to be isolated and criminalized and killed. That's what we've been doing for the past 21 years. Who amongst you are going to sit down? Hold on. Who amongst you are going to sit down with the international stakeholders in the arena? But we've been able to do that because we had a case we could present. We've gone to the institutional stakeholders, particularly the United States. We were able to show them what we wanted in place of what we were rejecting. What constitution do you have in your hand to manage these 250 million people that will be looking for alternative arrangement? That's what we spent 21 years doing. All those things are in place now. And the international stakeholders that have the capacity to take on these monsters that are going to bring ISIS into the region. We have what working together can now bring us to where we want to go. And the whole world will not have to worry with the 200 million refugees. But if you are insulting your neighbors, insulting Yoruba, and isolating yourself, exposing people to be killed. Now let me correct the first part of your question. You were talking about fighting government. The LNC did not set out to fight any government. We set out to bring down the constitution that was imposed on us. That's a different business from fighting government. The matter we're discussing is above the level of government. It's like talking about going to quarrel with the management of your company. We are not talking about who is in government. We're talking about the constitution that creates the government. So it doesn't matter that somebody is president and the other one is a governor. What they are doing is what was mandated by that constitution. Our signature was put on the document that mandate them to steal, that protect them from us as they are stealing. And we're saying we did not give that mandate. We did not sign that document. We did not make that document. That's a totally different engagement from going to quarrel with the downstream part of who stole what in government. You saw what's been coming out, EFCC today, NDDC tomorrow, NNPC the day after, have you asked yourself, why are these things happening? Why are they not happening in other countries?
Thank you, Maz. I
Okay,
think you've done a good job explaining that.